Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Inspiration Collaboration Design Team Challenge. This month, the team has challenged each other to feature summer festivals and fairs as a subject matter in our scrapbook layout. So I thought this beautiful Moonlit Flora DSP, Designer Series paper, would work really well with my subject. Lots of greens and flora, fauna, and then that secret sea also works as a nice accent. So my photos that I'm going to scrapbook, I had to go back in the Wayback Machine. These are from 2015. There is a Renaissance festival that is actually located just a few miles south of where I live, and it's every year for a couple of weekends in the summertime. And honestly, we have not been to any festivals or outdoor events this summer because the smoke from the wildfires, and it's been in the hundreds quite a few weekends. So yeah, so I had to go back in time and find these pictures that I have yet to scrapbook, so they're going to work for this layout. So let me get these pictures out of the way. And I went to my Cricut and I plugged in circles on the images portion of the Cricut Access app. And I have different variations of circles come up as options. And I like these scribble circles images. So I cut one in an 8.5-inch diameter and two in 6-inch diameters. And I'm going to cut the excess off the edge where they hang off the edges. So let's go ahead and lay my photos out. And I do wind up switching. I traded the Renaissance sign for the left page, so it could work as part of my title, but I'm just putting these here just to kind of get a visual on how my circles are going to fit. Okay, so then I cut some more pieces of the Moonlit Flora papers so that I can lay them out and visually they'll look like they go from one side to the other. I did cut this piece right down. I had 1 inch on one side and 1.5 on the other so that I could split it at the seam where my two 12-inch layouts meet in the center. So continue from side to side. And I think it's going to lay something like that. I'll adjust that circle in a second. Then I have some strips that, again, are going to go from side to side, and they will look continuous once I get everything down. So I will shift that center piece and tuck those, the Golden Glow design underneath so that they are a little bit shorter. So this is a way you can use all of these patterns in this collection are rather busy, but by using small strips, you can use these busy patterns in small doses throughout your layout. Okay, so this die set is called Bordered in Beauty, and I'm going to use the border die that has the brackets. It's got continuous brackets along the edges, and I have die cut those off camera just to give a little interest to that strip. Okay, so I think I'm going to shift this circle on the left page and have it layer over that background. And once I get my photos on top, I think it'll work better. So you can see that that circle is under the photo. I want to see more of it. They're a little fussy until I get them all glued down, but yeah. So we'll go ahead and place that photo and then the sign for the Renaissance Festival. So this is located in Larkspur, Colorado, and it's actually a permanent installation. It's so popular. It only goes for like 6 weeks every summer, 6 weekends every summer. And yeah, it's been going on for years and years. And so this is actually a permanent installation on this piece of land. So I think that I like that design right there. And then off camera, I cut my title. So this is from a really old Cricut cartridge called Storybook. And it has sort of that, king and queen magical sort of font. So I cut a day in the realm on the pearlized papers. This is Golden Glow. The papers come in, you get one slice of each of the new ink colors in this beautiful pearlized paper. So off camera, I decided to go ahead and add a border to my layout. And so I gutted and added 2 pieces of Secret Sea cardstock so that I could have a 1/2 inch continuous border around my 12 by 24 layout. And then I used some scraps from Moonlit Flora, and I added some of these patterned papers. So I'm going to hand cut a banner, just cut vertically in the center, and then take each of those corners to meet that snip, and then you've got a banner. So I'm going to create a cluster up in the right page. And then you'll also notice that the photo that's up on the right corner there, I'm covering it with my arm right now, but I sized that down to a 3 by 3 instead of a 4 by 4 to better fit that space. And then we have our third banner here. The yellow banner is cut using that same Bordered in Beauty die cut so that it's a little banner with the bracket at the end instead of the dovetail. Okay, so this is my general layout here. Now let's make some embellishments. So this is the Butterfly Flight hot foil bundle, and I have my new hot foil machine out and I'm heating it up, and you'll notice that the yellow flashing light is going. It's still heating. I've already received the go-ahead for the to put the die on the plate and continue heating. So I've pressed the flashing button that was over on the right to get it going, and now I'm waiting for that to turn green. So I cut my foil down, and I like to use a round quilting blade. It seems to be the easiest for this foil to cut it, and you want to cut your foil almost exactly the right size to match your plate. So I have a green light here, so you flip it over pretty side down, and I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to flip my paper over. You want the side that you want to foil on to be upside down, so face that down. And then you add your green shim and then your clear shim. And then unplug it. It's a magnetized plug, so it's super easy to plug in and take the plug out. And then you take the whole bit, the hot plate, everything, your sandwich, and put it in your die cut machine and roll slowly. Slow is the key. It's painfully slow. So just go as slow as you possibly can. Only roll one direction. Don't go forward and back like we do sometimes when we're die cutting. And then you can take it out. If you're careful, you can put your fingers underneath the top portion of the hot plate and the bottom and not burn yourself. And then the reveal, da 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 da. And I did this on some pearlized vellum. Doesn't that look amazing? So I'm finding there's lots of different surfaces that you can foil. So I'm having fun experimenting. And this one has a matching die, and it's a one-time roll through die. So you can cut everything out all at once with one pass, and then you have all these different sizes of beautiful butterflies. Okay, so let's add those to the layout. My last video, I also demonstrated how the hot foil machine works. So I will go ahead and link that. I'll put a note about it in the description below. And you can check that out. The more you use it, the easier it gets. And I will certainly be using it more in the future. Lots of fun dies are coming out. and it's a super easy and fun machine to use. Okay, so let's scatter these butterflies around. And then this is the Flora, Fern and Flora bundle. And I'll use a stamp later on, but right now I cut out a whole bunch of these fern pieces. Some are left over from a previous layout, and I'll cut more to go on this one. So I'm using Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, and Peaceful Pine, and some of the patterned papers. And I'm going to cluster some of these fern sprigs around to have a place for my butterflies to be resting. And then off camera, I'll cut much more to create a whole bunch of different little clusters. Okay, so I am going to stamp out my tiny journal block using this image from Fern and Flora, and it has a matching die. So I'm going to stamp it on the light side of Peaceful Pine in Peaceful Pine ink. And then I will journal on it and die cut it. So basically it's when, where, and pretty simple information. And the date. So there we go. All right. Now let's get some of these fern pieces glued down. So you notice some of them are long and they're hanging off the edge. So let's start with the bottom one. And it's too long for that spot. So it's okay to snip your die cuts. Go ahead and cut them down, because that part would not be seen anyway. So let's not mess with it. Cut it off and just add a few drops of glue. Sorry, that was off camera. And we can go ahead and tuck it in. This gadget is made by Misty, and I have a link in the description below. It's in the often used tools. I use it pretty much on every layout, and you can find that product. It's very handy, especially for those of us that have grip problems. All right, we'll go ahead and add my tiny little journal block right there. And then these are Dewdrops embellishments. They come in a couple of different sizes and 3 different colors, and I think I'm going to use the green ones because I think they go nicely on top of that green background. It's kind of old olive, and I'm going to scatter a whole bunch of them all around. Okay, I like that. All right, I'll bring it a little closer to the camera. And then I will put a playlist at the end of this video along with a link in the description below. And be sure to check out the other members of the Inspiraton Collaboration Design Team and see what kinds of papers and designs they've done featuring summer festivals and fairs and their photos from those events. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.